There comes a moment when you must stop hoping and start commanding yourself to rise. The distance between where you stand and where you dream to be is not crossed by luck or talent. It is conquered by sheer relentless will. First, lock your mind on one blazing target, not 10, one. Let that goal burn in your imagination until it consumes every doubt. Make it so specific, so vivid, that your mind has no choice but to chase it. Then build an inner fire so fierce that nothing, not fatigue, not rejection, not fear, can extinguish it. Tell yourself daily, I will have it. I must have it. I refuse to live without it. Repeat it until your subconscious obeys. Gather only the knowledge that propels you forward. Organize it. Shape it into a plan with timelines, steps, and consequences for failure. And then act. Not later, not someday, now. Every second you hesitate, resistance grows stronger. Every decisive strike you make, resistance weakens. Refuse to be paralyzed by perfection. Move, even if imperfect. Action builds momentum. Momentum becomes obsession, and obsession births results. And when obstacles rise like mountains. Remember, persistence grinds down mountains. Refuse to quit. Wear down resistance with the hammer of repetition until the world itself bends to your will. Choose only allies who breathe the ambition, who electrify your spirit, who refuse mediocrity. Stand among them until their energy fuses with your own. If you do this, if you bind your mind to your goal with fire, faith, and action, the universe itself will be forced to yield. Force yourself, command yourself, drive yourself until the goal is not a dream, but your reality. Until you know exactly what you want, you will never unleash the force required to get it. That is where greatness begins. Not with luck, not with talent, not with vague wishes whispered at midnight. It begins with the violent clarity of purpose, a decision so sharp, so absolute that it cuts through every distraction, every excuse, every ounce of hesitation. Look around you. Most people are wandering through life as if it's a rehearsal. They wake up without urgency. They move without direction. They chase dozens of half-hearted ambitions and wonder why none of them come to life. They are busy, but they are not focused. They are moving, but they are not advancing. Their energy is scattered, and scattered energy is powerless. But the ones who bend the world to their will, they are different. They choose a single, towering objective, and they burn everything else to the ground. They are not interested in their goal. They are obsessed. They walk, breathe, and think only of that outcome. Their purpose becomes the center of gravity, pulling every thought, every decision, every ounce of effort toward it. Understand this truth: the mind is a weapon, but it is useless without a target. When you lock it onto a single purpose, it becomes a guided missile. Until then, it is just scattered sparks fading into darkness. So you must decide. Decide with finality. Decide as if the entire world depends on it, because your world does. Write down what you want in ruthless detail. Make it so clear you could describe it to a stranger in one sentence without hesitation. Name the number. Name the deadline. Name the exact result. Ambiguity is poison. Precision is power. Once you have declared your definite purpose, burn the bridges behind you. Remove every exit, every escape route, every plan B that gives you the option to retreat. When you leave yourself no way out, your mind will find the way forward. Humans are at their most powerful when they have no choice but victory. From that moment on, you must make every action bow to this purpose. If it doesn't move you closer, cut it off. If it doesn't serve the mission, abandon it. Ruthless focus is not cruelty. It is survival. You are building something vast, and anything that does not contribute to its construction is sabotage. You will notice something incredible. When you operate with a definite purpose, resistance begins to shrink. Doubt loses its voice. The fog of uncertainty clears. Decisions that once paralyzed you become effortless because you now have a single measuring stick. Does this get me closer or not? If yes, you do it. If no, you delete it. This clarity becomes your armor. It makes you unstoppable. But understand, having a purpose is not enough. You must commit to it as if your life depends on it, because your future does. That means sacrificing comfort, ignoring distractions, rejecting mediocrity. It means giving up the shallow praise of the crowd for the silent grind of the mission. It means saying no to 99 things so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. This is where most people fall. They declare a goal, but they keep one foot in comfort. They say they want greatness, but they keep their evenings, their weekends, their excuses. They want the prize without paying the price. And so they never taste victory, only frustration. Do not be like them. Decide what you will achieve and carve it into your soul. Let that decision consume you. Think of it when you wake. Plan for it as you walk. Dream of it as you sleep. Speak of it as if it is already yours. Build your life around it like a fortress. When your purpose is definite, your mind unlocks power you didn't know you had. Ideas will strike like lightning. Energy will appear when your body wants to quit. People will be drawn to your vision, sensing your certainty. Opportunities will align with precision because your mind is signaling to the world exactly what to send you. Definite purpose is not a soft wish. It is a command. A command to yourself, a command to your world, a command that will not be denied. Once spoken with absolute conviction, it becomes law. Say it, write it, commit to it, guard it with your life. Because once you have a definite purpose, and only then, you will finally be able to summon the relentless force that achieves any goal. Until your desire becomes an obsession, you will never summon the power to conquer anything. Desire is not a casual wish. It is not a fleeting spark that flickers when things are easy and dies the moment the road grows hard. Desire is fire. It must burn hot enough to incinerate doubt, fear, and hesitation. If your goal does not ignite your soul, you will abandon it at the first obstacle. If it does not keep you awake at night, if it does not dominate your thoughts every hour of the day, you will not endure the pain it takes to claim it. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they never light the inner fire. They want success, but they only prefer it. They don't need it. When desire is weak, effort is weak. When effort is weak, results never come. They drift from one half-hearted ambition to another, wondering why nothing catches fire, blind to the truth that nothing burns without fuel. You must build a desire so fierce that it feels like survival. The same way a drowning man craves air, you must crave victory. When you want something with that kind of intensity, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, fatigue becomes invisible. Nothing can stop the man who would rather die than quit. To create that kind of desire, you must feed it daily. Write down your goal and read it aloud every morning with fire in your voice. Visualize it as if it already exists. See it, feel it, smell it, live inside it in your mind. Wrap every emotion around it until your subconscious believes it is already yours. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined future and reality. And once your mind believes, your actions will obey without resistance. You must also cut away anything that dulls your hunger. Comfort kills desire. Comfort whispers that you can wait, that you can slow down, that you can try again later. That is poison. Starve your comfort. Surround yourself with reminders of why you must win. Keep your failures in sight, not as shame, but as fuel. Let them sting until they drive you to rise. Read stories of those who achieved the impossible, not to admire them, but to remind yourself that they were human. And if they could, you can. Desire must be emotional. Logic is weak. Logic says, it would be nice. Emotion screams, I will have it, or I will break myself trying. Attach your goal to something deeper than money or applause. Tie it to your identity, your destiny, the legacy you will leave. When your goal becomes who you are, quitting feels like dying. That is the power you are seeking. Do not expect others to understand. Most will not. They will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to lower your expectations. Ignore them. Their words are the lullabies of mediocrity, sung by people who gave up on their own dreams. Your desire must be deaf to their noise. And remember, real desire does not wait for motivation. Motivation is temporary, but burning desire is permanent. Motivation fades when you are tired. Burning desire makes you rise even when you are exhausted. Motivation fades when things go wrong. Burning desire makes you fight harder when everything collapses. You must guard that fire like your life depends on it, because your future does. Every day, add fuel. Read your vision. Speak your affirmations. Picture the victory. Remind yourself of the pain of staying average and the glory of breaking through. Never let the fire die, not for a moment. Because here is a truth most will never understand: success does not go to the talented. It does not go to the lucky. It goes to the obsessed. To the one who refuses to let go. To the one whose desire burns so violently that the world cannot extinguish it. That kind of man or woman bends reality. That kind of desire forces doors to open. So decide what you want and set yourself on fire for it. Let the world call you extreme. Let them call you obsessed. One day they will call you unstoppable. One day they will call you victorious. This is how you achieve any goal. Not by hoping, not by wishing, by desiring it so fiercely that every cell in your body fights for it. Once your desire burns that hot, nothing can stop you. Nothing ever will. If you do not believe you can have it, you will never fight hard enough to get it. Faith is the invisible force that turns dreams into realities. It is the unseen engine behind every great victory in human history. Without faith, the greatest plan collapses under the weight of fear. Without faith, the sharpest mind becomes paralyzed by doubt. And without faith, even the strongest desire burns out in silence. You can want your goal with every part of your soul, but if you secretly doubt it is possible, you will sabotage yourself at every step. Faith is not wishing. Faith is not hoping. Faith is the absolute conviction that what you desire is already yours, that success is not a question of if, but when. It is seeing the finish line before you take the first step. It is declaring victory before you even enter the battlefield. That mental certainty pulls you forward when logic screams to quit. You must build faith like a fortress, because the world will test it. The world will throw failures at you, losses, delays, rejection, betrayal, setbacks that make you question your worth. And when they come, only faith will keep you moving. When everything collapses, faith whispers, stand up, one more step. When no one believes in you, faith shouts, I believe. This is where most people fall. They start with excitement, but they never build belief. The moment they face resistance, their minds whisper, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe it's not meant for me, maybe this is impossible. And from that moment, their energy dies. Doubt poisons effort. It drains speed, blurs vision, destroys consistency. The mind will always prove itself right. So if you secretly believe you will fail, your subconscious will guide you to failure. You must rewire your mind. You must plant faith so deep that doubt cannot breathe. That means controlling every word you speak about your dream. Speak only of victory. Speak only of progress. Stop saying if and start saying when. Stop saying I hope and start saying I will. Words shape belief and belief shapes reality. Guard your tongue like a weapon because it is one. Build the habit of visualization. See yourself achieving the goal every day. Close your eyes and walk through it in your mind as if it already exists. Feel the pride. Hear the applause. Taste the reward. The mind cannot distinguish between vividly imagined reality and actual reality. And once it believes you have already won, it will force your body to act like it. Surround yourself only with those who reinforce your belief. People who doubt you are poison. They plant seeds of fear that grow into paralysis. Protect your vision from small minds. Align with people who lift your conviction, who speak possibility, who look you in the eye and say, you can. Their belief will amplify yours until it becomes unshakable. But faith is not blind. Faith is not sitting still and waiting for miracles. Faith is proving your belief with relentless action. Every time you act with courage, your mind says, see, we are capable. Every small win becomes evidence, and evidence strengthens faith. Momentum feeds belief. So move, even when afraid, even when uncertain. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that the goal matters more than fear. You must also destroy the fear of failure. Failure is not the opposite of faith. It is the training ground of faith. Every great champion has walked through failure 100 times. Faith does not mean you will never fall. It means you will rise every time you do. It means you see failure as feedback, not final, as a stepping stone, not a gravestone. When you hold that mindset, nothing can break you. Understand this, faith bends reality. When you believe with absolute certainty, your mind begins scanning the world for ways to make that belief true. You start seeing opportunities others miss, making connections others overlook, persisting through pain that destroys others. The world rearranges itself for the man who refuses to doubt. So stand firm. Refuse to speak defeat. Refuse to imagine failure. Refuse to doubt your own power. Build your faith until it becomes a weapon, until it becomes armor, until it becomes the unshakable foundation under your feet. Because once your faith is absolute, fear has no power. Obstacles have no weight. Time has no hold. You become unstoppable. Believe completely and relentlessly. Act as though it is already yours. Move as though nothing could stop you. Because when your belief becomes unbreakable, reality has no choice but to obey. Your mind becomes whatever you feed it. So feed it only victory, and it will build victory. This is the secret few ever master. Your thoughts are not harmless, they are blueprints. Every word you repeat to yourself, every image you allow to live in your mind is shaping your destiny. The mind is like fertile soil. It does not judge what you plant, it simply grows it. Plant doubt, and it will grow hesitation. Plant fear, and it will grow defeat. Plant certainty, and it will grow triumph. This is the power of auto-suggestion, the deliberate act of programming your mind with the thoughts that build your future. Most people fail, not because they lack ability, but because they allow their minds to become polluted with weakness. They repeat stories of failure. They speak about their limitations. They dwell on mistakes, and then they wonder why they keep losing. The truth is brutal. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot think small and live big. Your mind can only build what you command it to build, and most people command it to build failure without even knowing it. You must become ruthless about the thoughts you allow to live in your head. Guard your mind as if it were the vault of your destiny, because it is. Every morning, before the world can poison your focus, you must deliberately speak words that align with your purpose. Say them aloud with force. Declare your victory as if it has already happened. Tell your mind who you are, what you will achieve, and when. Speak it until it becomes more real than your current reality. This is not fantasy. It is reprogramming. The subconscious mind does not argue. It does not ask if something is true. It simply accepts whatever is repeated with emotion and conviction. And once it accepts it, it will drive your actions to make it real. This is why auto-suggestion is not optional. It is the command system of your destiny. But words alone are not enough. You must charge them with emotion. Flat, lifeless affirmations will do nothing. Say your declarations with passion, with heat in your voice, with fire in your eyes. Let your body feel the certainty as if the goal has already been conquered. When your words carry emotion, your subconscious accepts them like law. Repetition is the hammer that drives belief into your mind. Once is not enough. 10 times is not enough. Do it daily, relentlessly, without fail. Morning and night, speak your vision. Read your written goal with intensity. Visualize it as you speak. See the exact result. Hear the sounds of victory. Feel the weight of success in your hands. Immerse every sense in the image until, not to entertain the mind, but to equip it. It turns your passion into a weapon and your goal into a mission. Every great empire was built on this principle. One man or woman went deeper than anyone else dared. They chose one path, one skill, one obsession, and they mastered it so completely that the world had no choice but to notice. This is the pattern of champions. To build specialized knowledge, you must begin with your definite purpose. Ask, what exact knowledge will make me unstoppable in achieving this goal? Be ruthless in your answer. Cut away everything that does not serve your purpose. Stop scattering your focus like seeds in the wind. Concentrate it like a blade. Decide what you must know, and then devote yourself to knowing it better than anyone alive. Specialized knowledge is not found in classrooms alone. Most of what is taught is broad and shallow. True mastery is built in the trenches, in doing, experimenting, failing, adjusting, and trying again. You must seek mentors who have walked the path, not merely studied it. Absorb their experience like oxygen. Read books, yes, but read with a mission. Extract only what fuels your purpose and discard the rest. Every piece of information must earn its place in your mind. And as you collect this knowledge, apply it immediately. Knowledge unused dies. Action cements it. The mind remembers what the hands perform. Every time you apply what you learn, your understanding deepens, your confidence grows, and your value multiplies. Knowledge plus action creates skill, and skill is what the world pays for. Build a system around your learning. Set hours daily to study your craft. Create a plan of what to learn this week, this month, this year. Track your growth like a scientist. Treat your mind like the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Most people spend more time planning vacations than planning their mastery. That is why they remain average. Do the opposite. Become a master on purpose. Guard your circle as you build this expertise. Surround yourself with minds that stretch you, challenge you, sharpen you. Mediocre minds dull your edge. Brilliant minds sharpen it. Talk with people who speak the language of excellence. Collaborate with those who operate on a higher level. Their standards will elevate your own, and their insights will accelerate your climb. As your knowledge grows, share it. Teaching forces clarity. Explaining a concept to others will reveal the gaps in your understanding, and filling those gaps will fortify your mastery. Become known as the person who owns this space, the person who knows this subject so deeply that others seek your guidance. Authority is built when the world begins to associate your name with specialized knowledge. Do not expect the path to be easy. Mastery requires sacrifice. It demands saying no to distractions, entertainment, and even comfort. While others waste time, you will be sharpening your edge. While others drift, you will be building your empire one brick of knowledge at a time. But the reward is power. Power to create, to lead, to dominate your field. Because once you hold specialized knowledge, you no longer chase opportunity. Opportunity chases you. The world pays any price for the rare mind that can solve rare problems. While the masses drown in generality, you will rise through specificity. You will no longer compete, you will stand alone. So decide. Choose your field. Commit to becoming a master. Study, practice, apply, refine. Learn until there is no question you cannot answer, no challenge you cannot conquer. When you do, your value will become undeniable. And when your value becomes undeniable, your success becomes inevitable. Specialized knowledge is the great separator. It is the bridge from average to extraordinary, from forgotten to unforgettable. Possess it, and the world must make room for you. Dreams without a plan are fantasies, but dreams with a plan become destiny, raw desire, burning faith. And deep knowledge are powerful. But without organized planning, they scatter like sparks in the wind. Power without structure is wasted energy. The world is filled with men and women who wanted success, who even believed in it, but never sat down to carve a clear path to get it. They left their future to chance, and chance rewarded them with nothing. If you would rise above the crowd, you must become a strategist of your own destiny. You must take the lightning of your ambition and channel it through the wire of a solid plan. Planning is not optional. It is the skeleton that gives form to your vision. Without it, your days will drift. Without it, your actions will scatter. Without it, you will confuse movement with progress and waste years running in circles. Organized planning turns vague intention into precise direction. It transforms hope into measurable steps. It gives your purpose a heartbeat. To build a plan that conquers, start by defining the exact goal in specific, measurable terms. Vague goals breed vague results. Write it down clearly, what you'll achieve by when and in what exact form. The mind cannot pursue fog. It needs targets. A definite goal is the foundation. From there, break it down into milestones, smaller victories that build momentum toward the larger one. Each milestone must have a deadline. A goal without a deadline is a wish. A deadline makes it a command. Once the milestones are set, convert them into daily actions. Your days are the building blocks of your destiny. Plan each day with military precision. Know before you wake exactly what tasks will drive you forward. Do not rely on memory or mood. Write it down and execute it. Discipline is not born from emotion. It is born from structure. The world does not reward those who try their best. It rewards those who follow their plan relentlessly. Build flexibility into your plan, but never weakness. Plans are not carved in stone. They are living instruments. When obstacles appear, adjust the method, not the mission. Too many abandon their plan at the first failure. They mistake resistance for defeat. Understand this, no plan survives untouched by reality. The winners are those who adapt without surrendering their vision. If a strategy fails, design another. If a door closes, build a new one. Let nothing derail your momentum. You must also assemble the right allies. No great plan is executed alone. Success requires a network of minds, advisors, mentors, partners who complement your strengths and cover your weaknesses. Seek those who have conquered what you are attempting. Their experience will save you from wasted years. Be humble enough to learn, but strong enough to lead. Build a team bound not by comfort, but by commitment to victory. Review your plan constantly. Weekly, step back and measure your progress. What is working? What is failing? What must be intensified or abandoned? Ruthless self-assessment keeps you sharp. Never allow ego to blind you. The goal is not to prove you were right. The goal is to win. Adjust quickly without emotion, without delay. Speed of correction is the mark of a master planner. Organized planning also demands you guard your time like treasure. Time is the currency that funds your dreams. Do not spend it on distractions, shallow tasks, or the drama of other people. Every hour must be accounted for. Every hour must serve the plan. Waste no motion. Waste no words. While others drift through chaos, you will move like a blade through the air, silent, precise, unstoppable. And perhaps most importantly, make your plan visible. Keep it where your eyes strike it every day, on your wall, your desk, your phone background. Burn it into your mind until it becomes part of your identity. A plan that stays hidden will be forgotten. A plan that stays visible becomes inevitable. Understand this truth: success is not accidental. It is engineered. The great ones do not stumble into victory. They architect it. They begin with a vision, fuel it with desire, shape it with knowledge, and drive it into reality with relentless organized planning. That is the pattern. That is the formula. So take the time. Sit in silence with your vision and map every step. Design it. Refine it. Commit to it. Then march on it like an army. Let the world see your movements align like clockwork, your actions cutting through chaos with precision. While others guess, you will execute. While others hope, you will advance. Because the man with a clear plan is dangerous. He is not swayed by moods. He is not distracted by noise. He moves with purpose, and the world bends to purpose. Organized planning is the bridge between your imagination and your achievement. Build that bridge with unwavering focus, and it will carry you to heights few dare to reach. Action delayed is victory denied. Every moment you hesitate is a moment your dream drifts further away while someone else seizes it. Success does not wait for the hesitant. An opportunity does not slow down for the indecisive. The world belongs to those who move, who strike, who leap while others linger in the prison of overthinking. To achieve any goal, you must train your mind to act with lightning speed, to convert decision into motion without hesitation. Decision is the spark, but action is the fire that ignites progress. Thinking can sharpen your aim, but action pulls the trigger. You cannot build momentum in theory. You build it in movement. Bold, immediate, relentless movement. Decisive action is the habit of refusing to let fear sit in the driver's seat. Most people hesitate because they wait for certainty, but certainty never comes to those who stand still. Certainty is born only when you step into the unknown and conquer it. Action creates clarity. It cuts through confusion like a blade through fog. Every time you act swiftly, you train your mind to respond with power instead of doubt. The more you decide quickly and move immediately, the more you hardwire your mind for victory. Indecision is poison. It kills ambition slowly, silently, completely. One moment of hesitation becomes an hour, then a day, then a year lost to hesitation. Entire lives are buried in the graveyard of "I'll start soon." Those who succeed never wait for the perfect time because they know perfection is a myth. They strike while fear still whispers. And in doing so, they silence fear forever. The only antidote to fear is action. The moment you move, fear loses its grip. The mind that hesitates becomes weaker. The mind that acts becomes unstoppable. Action builds self-trust, and self-trust fuels greater action. It becomes a cycle of power. Each bold decision proves to you that you can be trusted to execute. Each swift move tells your mind, when I say go, I go. That confidence compounds until you move like a force of nature, unstoppable and fearless. Success does not require perfect steps, only consistent steps. Every great empire was built one imperfect brick at a time. Waiting for perfection delays progress, but decisive action accelerates it. You will never have all the answers, but you always have the choice to move. Choose movement. Even failure becomes fuel when you are decisive. The person who acts and fails learns more, grows faster, and rises stronger than the one who hesitates and stays safe. Action transforms failure into feedback, while hesitation transforms opportunity into regret. Every mistake made in motion can be corrected, but no one can correct the mistake of standing still. Progress belongs to those who are willing to risk forward movement, not to those who hide behind caution. Train yourself to make decisions quickly and firmly. Study, analyze, plan, but then strike. Decide and act as if delay were death, because for your dream, it is. Set short deadlines for every choice. Refuse to let indecision fester. When your mind argues for more time, command it to move anyway. Build the reflex of immediate action until it becomes your nature. When an opportunity appears, seize it before your doubt can kill it. When a challenge rises, attack it before it grows stronger. Speed is is power. Decisive action will separate you from the masses who wait, who wish, who waver. While they hesitate, you will advance. While they think about starting, you will already be halfway to victory. This is how goals are crushed and greatness is carved, not by endless contemplation, but by relentless execution. Action creates momentum, and momentum becomes an unstoppable force. Once you start moving, everything begins to align in your favor. Allies appear, doors open, resources emerge, because the universe rewards motion, not hesitation. So decide now, move now, strike now. Build the discipline to take immediate action, and you will command your destiny. Do not think about how hard it will be. Act, and make it easier through momentum. Do not wait for courage to come. Act. Courage will rise from the action itself. The longer you wait, the heavier the first step becomes. The sooner you strike, the lighter the path becomes. Action is the bridge between your present and your dreams. Cross it with fierce speed and unwavering resolve. Be the one who moves when others pause. Be the one who acts while others think. Be the one who launches forward while others wonder if they should. Every great conqueror of goals was once just a person who decided quickly and acted relentlessly. If you want your goal to become reality, you must force yourself to become that person. Think fast, decide fast, move fast. The future is not given. It is taken by those who act without hesitation. Persistence is the iron will that keeps marching when the body is exhausted, the mind is doubtful, and the world has turned its back on you. It is the power that refuses to die when every reason to quit is screaming in your ears. Without persistence, even the brightest dreams will collapse under the weight of time, failure, and fatigue. But with persistence, even the weakest start can grow into unstoppable triumph. Every towering achievement in history was forged not by fleeting effort, but by relentless repetition, by the refusal to stop, by the unyielding decision to press forward when others surrendered. Persistence is the point where most people fall and where champions are born. People trust you because you endure what others escape. Life rewards those who refuse to be moved. Even the harshest storms eventually exhaust themselves before a soul that simply will not quit. So when fatigue claws at your bones and doubt poisons your mind, anchor yourself in persistence. When you have failed 10 times and see no sign of victory, choose the 11th attempt. When you are crawling and the finish line is still distant, keep crawling. Each step taken in defiance of defeat builds the strength that will carry you to the summit. Persistence is not glamorous, but it is the weapon that outlasts every enemy. It is the final edge, the secret force, the invisible power that turns relentless effort into unstoppable success. Persist until your enemies wonder how you survived. Persist until your friends stand in awe. Persist until your dreams stand before you as reality. Refuse to stop. Refuse to yield. Refuse to die before the mission is complete. For the one who persists long enough cannot be defeated. They can only be delayed, and delays are powerless against the will that never stops moving forward. Power multiplies when minds unite under a single burning purpose. What one person can dream, many can build when they lock their focus together like steel. No great empire, invention, or revolution was ever born from isolation. Every monumental achievement in history rose from the collision of powerful minds, all vibrating with the same relentless intent. When you create an alliance of determined thinkers, you multiply your force far beyond your own limits. One mind is strong, but many minds synchronized by a shared vision become unstoppable. Alone, your energy can fade. Alone, your will can waver. But within a master alliance, your resolve is constantly sharpened by the fire of others. Their drive fuels your drive. Their courage ignites yours. Their ideas collide with yours to spark innovation far beyond what you could produce alone. This is not about surrounding yourself with people who simply agree with you. It is about building a circle of warriors who challenge you, push you, and demand the highest version of you every single day. A true alliance is not built on convenience or comfort. It is forged on shared commitment. It is formed with those who are obsessed with their own excellence and who will not tolerate your mediocrity. When your energy fades, they remind you of your mission. When doubt seeps in, they drag you back into belief. They see your potential even when you are blinded by fatigue or failure. This network becomes your fortress. Their strength becomes your shield, and your strength becomes theirs. The combined power of minds aligned on one mission creates a force that cuts through resistance like a blade through silk. To create this alliance, you must be intentional. Do not let random people fill your space. Choose warriors. Seek people who burn with ambition, who speak in solutions, not excuses. Surround yourself with builders, not dreamers, with doers, not doubters. Mediocre minds drain your energy, while great minds multiply it. Cut off the voices that whisper fear and connect with those who roar possibility. This is not cruelty, it is clarity. Your environment will shape your destiny. And your alliance will either push you to greatness or pull you into the abyss of average. The master alliance also gives you accountability, which is the fuel of consistency. Alone, it is easy to compromise, to delay, to lower your standards. But when you stand among relentless minds who expect excellence from you, quitting becomes impossible. You begin to rise to match their level. Competition within this circle becomes creation. It pulls out your best. When you see their discipline, you sharpen your own. When you hear their vision, your own expands. When you witness their persistence, you harden your resolve. In this way, your alliance becomes your mirror, showing you not who you are, but who you could be if you refuse to settle. This alliance is not just about support. It is about synergy. One idea sparks another. One skill strengthens another. One success lifts the whole group higher. Each member brings their own expertise, their own perspective, their own fire, and the merging of these forces creates power greater than the sum of its parts. What seems impossible alone becomes inevitable together. The alliance becomes a living engine, constantly generating momentum, constantly pulling each member toward the summit. But you must also contribute powerfully to this alliance. Do not just take, give. Bring your best energy, your sharpest thinking, your strongest commitment. Be the spark that ignites others. When you contribute at the highest level, the group bonds tighter and the power multiplies faster. The alliance thrives when every member is obsessed with both their own victory and the victory of the whole. This creates an atmosphere of relentless drive, where success becomes contagious and failure has no place to hide. Your dream will demand more strength, more knowledge, and more endurance than you possess alone. That is why the alliance is not optional. It is essential. It provides you with access to resources you do not have, perspectives you do not see, and strength you do not yet carry. It becomes the structure that supports you when you are shaking, and the wind that drives your sails when you are soaring. With this force behind you, obstacles that once seemed immovable become stepping stones. Understand this truth: greatness is never a solo act. The lone hero is a myth. Every legend stood on the shoulders of others. Every empire was built by armies of aligned minds, and every monumental goal was achieved by those who understood the secret power of unity. If you want to rise beyond what seems humanly possible, you must merge your will with others who share your obsession. So build your alliance with precision. Protect it with vigilance. Feed it with loyalty, discipline, and vision. Let no negativity poison it. Let no mediocrity enter it. And let no weakness survive within it. This alliance will be your greatest weapon. It will give you speed, strength, and resilience. It will carry you when your legs fail and magnify your power when you are strong. With a mastermind alliance locked around your vision, the impossible will bow. You will become not just one determined mind, but a storm of minds moving as one, and nothing, no obstacle, no critic, no force of resistance can withstand that kind of power. And now, as every principle has been laid bare before you, purpose, desire, faith, suggestion, knowledge, planning, action, persistence, and alliance, understand this final truth: your destiny will not bend to chance. It will bow only to command. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect conditions. They will never come. What will come is resistance, doubt, fatigue, and fear. And you must crush them with movement. Decide now that no excuse will survive in your presence. Decide that your goal is not a wish, but a command. Decide that quitting is not an option, only victory. Force yourself. Drive yourself. Master your mind until it obeys your will like steel obeys the hammer. And when the world tells you it cannot be done, smile and keep going until it's done. Because once you refuse to stop, nothing on earth can stop you.